Okay, pleased to see you again in the second session of this class. You'll see the projection about topics that will be delivered briefly involving contract laws and what is contract through mutual assent, offer and acceptance, and remedies for breach. And also, my intention is to cover other issues, residue from the previous class, products liability, general considerations for all tort cases, and many general issues you suppose, for example, minor issues. Before we enter this topic, I will complete the rest of discussion about the fiscal administration and the normative aspect of legal system, especially between the Republic of Korea and the United States. You will see the article delivered in the class prepared by Ok-Dong-Seo and Koo Kyung-Nam. Actually, their view is skeptical of presidential system when the confrontation is stalemate would be challenging between two peer branches, often the kind of impasse to be structured without any prospective solution, what kind of compromise would be blurred in chances and impeded in cases where the proportion or share of seats in Congress, the House of Representatives, Senate, and in the National Assembly of the Republic of Korea would also be affected, aggravating the situation. So, presidential system is very difficult in cases where the kind of undesired status in the National Assembly would arise. You consider. So what actually the presidential system would require some rigorous evaluation about what a operable system or the system in due responsibility, the kind of a concept, public accountability is important. Actually, the interest or any stimulus in force behind the confrontation could not be fair in some cases or undemocratic to the interest of personal ambition, or in some cases so that is the point raised by Ok-Dong-Seo and Koo Kyung-Nam, and we will see its position if you experience the previous lesson of the years. So the free meal program is one specimen, as an exemplar in this case, and the authors would argue to reform the institutional flaws and also the normative control and the kind of supportive institution need to be reinforced or created to actually eliminate the kind of evil strands now charted in the practice of National Assembly of Congress. How do you see? Actually, the point involves very complicated aspect of consideration in terms of public policy and administration. Also, we will records many wisdom and principles or the kind of maxims provided by other disciplines. So what actually let us see if, for example, the fundamental principles of public finance. How do you see it is required as a matter of concern? Many reasons to be concerned of public finance, and the leadership in this aspect is fairly difficult. You will see. In the first place, we need to deliberate some of motives about the fiscal administration and the institutional settlement in practice. What compares the leadership to make it a kind of science? First, they must make choices about how resources are utilized. Working through the finances gives a good start in organizing the options. They operate in the public trust and need to be able to control the use of public resources. They are using other people's money, and those people get mad when the money disappears. Thirdly, they need to make sure they don't run out of money before they run out of need for the service being provided with the money. And fourth, they need to make a case for the resources appropriate to provide services to their constituents and clients, to legislative and executive bodies. Fifth, they need to understand the case being made by other managers. Sixth, they don't want to go to jail for misuse of resources that belong to the public or to their organization. Seventh, the people in any organization who actually understand what the organization is doing are the people who understand the finances of the organization. Eighth, non-for-profit organizations frequently have abysmal financial management practices in place. So, in some sense, individualized and specific to address the needs of organization, challenges, of course. So it could actually allow an identity of a public finance in terms of one academic science. Ninth, government crisis, regardless of whether the government is national, state, or local, often have financial underpinnings that could have been avoided with better budget systems and mechanisms for finance. Tenth, it is simply fun to understand what is going on in public organizations, and understanding finance is the most important single step in gaining that understanding. So the public finance is the destination to be exploited in terms of public communication. We could avail of data and statistical showing to understand the function of government, and also could juxtapose with normative requirement and any desirable option that could point out kind of misappropriation or waste of tax money or others. And you will perhaps be occasioned of the public criticism or kind of writings to critique were posted in the website to critique the government budget or others. What is this budget for? Who provide the funds, finance? Perhaps the canal project in the last administration would have that feature in controversy. We will see the evil strands in that project the degradation of environment or harms about social justice, who would benefit and what advantages could be produced if that project is continued to. How do you see its argument? Of course, it actually would have a dual flips of coins, so advantages and disadvantages, pros and cons, and the interest group would have a different opinion about that. And what others? We will see, for example, some political contest to seek out any transfer funds by central government. In some cases, would be actually improved with a lobbyist or others. You will perhaps understand the kind of notorious example in United States, Park Dong-seok, who involves the Korean figure, very influential and diplomatic, to making change in earlier 1970s, and log rolling or lobbying activity is one important element to affect the practice of Congress in the United States, political party, and so fairly practical to see the operational fiscal administration. And first, you have an awareness about the concepts of market failures. So please relate your thought with the market failures or a series of concepts in analyzing the premium program in the Republic of Korea. Market could be idealistic and would be theoretical paradigm to provide kind of a liberal economy. So Pareto criterion is one important frame to be contested about gauging the merits or weaknesses of a public project or others. Market calls the productive capacity of the economy to be used to produce what people want most and cause the least possible amount of resources to be used in that production. So efficiency is kind of ideal. Maximum productivity, or kind of a least cost to produce same. And you will also be inculcated about concept of public goods. Some goods will not be supplied in the market, or if supply will be supplied in sufficient amounts because of their barrelage. The problem comes from two properties. So non-exhaustion or a non-exclusion. The public goods have two major properties, non-rivalry. So the appropriability problem would arise when we delineate any description or thinking involving fiscal finance and budget. So the public goods would be provided generally on non-competitive basis. Often we see the kind of initiative, what I call privatization. So privatization will bring any efficiency or best way to appropriate resources. So we would defer to the free competition. Would be the kind of panacea to excuse the what is from save the what